Hi, I'm Bex Flynn, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to say hello because I think it's so important to know who you're working with. And it's an opportunity for me to share my experience, my skills, my background with you. So then you can decide for yourself if I am the right person for you, which I think is really important. So for me, I've got 20 years background in recruitment, and in that recruitment, I've worked globally. I've worked for some mighty PLCs across the globe, but mainly in the UK. I've worked in-house recruitment, so I know from an employer's perspective what processes are in place and what they look for, which is a benefit to you. And I've also worked agency, which has given me vast experience and exposure to a lot of companies across the UK and across the globe. I've worked high volume accounts for the likes of banks and mighty PLCs, outsourcing companies, and I've worked for niche ad hoc companies, which are like quite boutique recruitment, which means I also understand that personal one-to-one service. Therefore, my experience is vast and wide, and I have a lot of knowledge on what companies look for from a recruitment perspective. And that's from the inception of your journey, writing your CV and covering letter, right through to closure, which is the, basically offer, we hope. And from that perspective, I know the process, I know the steps, and also I know sort of what works from an interview perspective, what they look for, how to plan well, how to prepare you well for an interview, and also how to, what a winning CV looks like. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you, from a recruiter perspective, I've looked at CVs and I am like, you are not going anywhere, because if your CV, from an agency perspective, if I was to put a CV forward that just has had no time and effort put into it, that does not bode well for me. And from an internal perspective, if I was looking at a CV that's not been prepared well, written well, or had any time and effort invested into that CV, I'm like, what is your attitude like? And that's the impression that you would give if you've not prepared well and written your CV well. And your career is so important, and that first impression is so important, because when your CV hits their desk, that's when you're going to either be invited into an interview or filed in the bin. And that's me being brutally honest with 20 years recruitment experience. I've ran my own agency. So from a business perspective, I've recruited my own staff too. And I know what works and what doesn't work. And I know from looking at a CV, I know from interviewing somebody if they're going to do well or not do well. So I want to share my skills and experience with you. I want to help you get there. And on the other side of that too, if it's not just about your interview journey and your career journey, and it's you're frustrated and you're looking for change, I want to take you from frustrated to flourishing. And that might be you're in a great company, you're surrounded by great people, the pay is well, the benefits are well, but you are so underwhelmed in what you're doing. You are just sort of plodding along, and because everything else ticks the box, you're quite happy to plod. If that's you, do you really want to plod? Because I can help people get their dream jobs. I know how to tap into your gold dust that's in you. You've got something in you that is bursting to get out. And if you're not in the right job, we need to get you into the right job, because you spend 35 to 40 hours per week, half of your life in your career. And if you're not happy at work, you won't be happy at home. I can tell you that, and I know that for sure. So if that sounds like you, feel free to contact me, subscribe below, and I'm on LinkedIn too as Bex Flynn. So I really look forward to connecting with you.